You have two choices in life: to either play the victim or to take control. The options are in your hands. Everyone has a story. This one just happens to be mine. So don't be sorry, I'm not. And everyone has someone locked up inside them. We have our true inner selves and our alter egos. But when those lines cross, which one do you become? When they come to ask you, who are you? Which will you say, pink or blue?
I know, darling, but if you don't touch the stove, you'll never know how hot it is, and if you get burned, they make creams for that. You only live once, doll, better make it last. Anyway, Darren, I will see you next Tuesday. Oh, imagine that. A handsome gentleman caller in my dressing room and me without a stitch of makeup. Oh, you're the reporter they told me about from Folio, yes? I'm Leslie Lapidus. And you are? Gunther. Pleased to meet you, Gunther. Gunther, that's German, isn't it? Oh, I just love Germany. I mean, the whole Holocaust thing leaves much to be desired, but I could live in a country with Wiener Schnitzel on the menu. That's a food, right? Anyway, shall we begin? I need to decompress, as it were, so if you wouldn't mind just asking the questions while I... Great. Just don't go to Elizabeth Hasselbeck on me. I cannot stand that bitch. The name? Oh. Leslie Lapidus. I liked the name. It sounded Lapidus, like a cross between penis and fetus, and what would the world be without babies and balls? I can't take full credit, though. It actually comes from the film Sophie's Choice, starring the one and only Ms. Meryl Streep, my icon, my inspiration, my liege. Oh, honey. God, no. Makeup tips from actual women? No offense to them at all, but when you have the bone structure of a guy, you have to take some extreme measures. I do study real women, though, every chance I get. Grocery shopping, the dentist, television. There is an essence a woman carries with her, a certain inherent stature, sort of effortless grace. Burns me up, I swear. Even the most masculine of women has this elegance in the way she moves. It's not easy to do. You try it. Go ahead. Go home. Put on something feminine and see how you move. No, go ahead. Honestly. Put on tits, wig, makeup, whatever you want. You're still just going to be a boy in drag. You're never going to be a princess. Not even a queen, for that matter. Not without the walk. That serene sense of modest decorum. The way the arm softens just slightly. And the neck dips just so. Takes a fucking eternity to learn, but once you get that down, you don't let that go. No. Drag is never what I wanted it to do. I don't think it is for anyone. My arrival at the white trash debutante ball just sort of happened. I wanted to be the greatest actor ever born. I dreamed of this room full of Oscars, all dressed in little Barbie outfits, you know. Here we've got Malibu Oscar and her cousin Skipper Oscar and the Oscar Dreamhouse and the Oscar Mobile and yada yada yada. And it was really Meryl that fed that dream, you know. She's the only person in Hollywood that does not give in to the PR bullshit and the game, you know. She doesn't give a damn about her appearance or about what people think of her. She even prefers to be photographed without makeup. She denounces plastic surgery like it's a mortal sin. She's Presbyterian, you know. You ever notice the way she looks at the people she's acting with? Like she can see right through them, a direct line to their inner selves. And it shows in her eyes what she finds there, you know? Like through her, you understand everything about the characters around her. She's a type of conduit for the human condition. I wanted to be able to do that. I just kind of thought, by figuring everyone else out, I might catch a glimpse of me in there somewhere too. Unfortunately, I wasn't very good. I was always too feminine for the roles I'd go for, and I never had the look, you know? I spoke with an agent once, desperate to be signed. He looked me straight in the eye and he said, "With those teeth, you'd be lucky to play a corpse. And you'd be a gay corpse." At that, the Barbies of my dreams just went on to being regular old, or the Oscars of my dreams, rather, went on to being regular old Barbie dolls. So I started focusing on their little outfits. I make all my own costumes now, you know? Oh. That's a tough question. Yeah. I guess there is a sense of empowerment when I'm in full get-up. You know, it's easier to say what I'm thinking, that's for sure. The filter just sort of vanishes. I was at this meeting once, I'm in recovery, and this guy was sharing, and he was talking about those limited moments of being clean and how he couldn't stand it because he seemed to always be apologizing for what his high self did. Well, when I'm in full drag, I never have to make those apologies. You know, it's like people understand that she is her own person, and she can say and do whatever the hell she wants to do. When you do drag, people forget that the he and the she are actually one and the same. They regard you as two completely separate people. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me for one moment if you could not. Anyway, what were you asking? Oh, yes. Recovery has been great to me. I was at a meeting, and I go pretty regularly. At least I try to. But I realized at my first meeting it was one of two places I've ever really felt I belonged somewhere. The first, of course, was in the dressing room of all the queens when I was starting out. They used to say to me, "Honey, if you're going to cry about your family, you better first make sure your family would cry about you." See, coming out in Jacksonville wasn't really that hard, even being part of the so-called Bible Belt. There's a really welcoming community here, and I was taken in right off the bat, but my actual family, they had a really hard time with my coming out. Did you need to get your phone? Oh. Honestly, they're the most fucked up group of cokeheads, alcoholics, and dope fiends you've ever met. I mean, you would think people familiar with prison, prostitution, overdose, you would think people like that would be okay with having a gay kid, but you'd be wrong in that thinking. My sister, Tabitha, hopeless heroin addict. She managed to go 7 months with a baby in her belly, and surprise, surprise, a stillbirth. A baby dead from an overdose. My family the whole time came to her side. They were at her defense. They were asking, "Oh, poor Tabitha, poor baby, how could this happen to you?" I'll tell you how it happened. She shut up one too many times and killed her own fucking baby. Tabitha had great timing, though. That was the week I came out. And my family looked at me like I was this degenerate piece of shit. Like I wasn't worthy of them. You know? So I started using just to fit in. God, most kids start using to fit in with the cool crowd. I started doing it to fit in with my own family, and it worked. The second they found out that I was using, there was this collective sigh of relief like, "Oh, thank God, he is one of us." I haven't seen them in almost 10 years now. Whoever said blood is thicker than water must have had molasses running through his veins. Thank you for cutting that part out. So, can we move on to a new question? I don't know that that's the case. I don't I don't think I'm a transgendered person in drag, you know, but I'm not sure I'm just a boy who likes entertaining in girls' clothes either. I don't think I necessarily want to be a woman, you know, I'm happy with my parts, but I know I couldn't live without her. I'm sorry, what? Oh, I'm not sure which of us is more me. I'm more comfortable in her skin, you know, and I don't necessarily mean the costumes or the makeup, but in her skin, you know. I'm more vibrant when I'm her. It's exciting. I'm alive. Like, life is surging through me, and the inner me is coming to the surface, and she's beautiful. A lot more balls to the wall than I am. But when I'm her, there's a new inner me. It's always a cycle. She is this amazing, surreal personality with this scared little boy inside. And the scared little boy is a person too, with needs and thoughts, feelings. It's like those wooden dolls, you know? You would open one up, and then inside there'd be a smaller one, and then a smaller, and a smaller. She has the glitz, the glamour, the lifestyle of a star. He has the intellect, however minute, and the sense of normal. Whatever that means. I keep hoping, just waiting, you know, for the two to meet. Just one single instant. I think maybe then our skins will merge. Our thoughts, our hopes, our ideals, they'll just become one, you know? It'd be nice if they could at least chat, you know, like, hey in there, little boy, how you doing today? And I'm fine, big beautiful lady, thanks for asking. I feel like if they don't start communicating soon, I'll never know exactly what I'm looking at in the mirror. Can I ask you a question? Off the record. When you look at me, what do you see? No. Really, look. Look deep. Who do you see? I don't know either. I have no clue who or what I am. I don't even know that I'm living, just surviving, coasting on a hope that seems to be fading daily. I am so lost, and I keep waiting to be saved by a man or a god or something. I'm dropping breadcrumbs, just hoping that someone will pick up the trail, but at every corner I turn and it's another goddamn dead end. It's just a sad, lonely street with no people, and there's no picket fences and no mother with her lullabies. And I'm running from this all-encompassing cloud of black that threatens to eat me alive if I stop to take 2 seconds to breathe or stop looking. The cloud comes closer and I can feel it pulling me in, taking away the few moments I have left right out from under me. There's no escape. I am suffocating and I fucking hate this. Sorry. Oh God, I'm sorry. I said no Hasselbeck. I forgot to say no Barbara Walters, huh? Oh, sorry about that. I don't know. You can decide for yourself what you choose to believe is the real me We've all got to believe in something, right? You know what the funny thing about faith is, about belief? It can be the truest, realest thing in your heart and soul, but you'll never know for sure. You'll never have the definitive answer. So outside, I will paint on a smile, keep on surviving, and inside, the battle rages on. What about you, Gunther? Who are you keeping locked up inside? Shut that thing off, interview's over.